Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Rawls Group's Advancing Your Business, Your People, and Your Legacy podcast. My name is Kendall Rawls, and I'm the Director of Development with the Rawls Group, your host. A common question we hear is, when should I get to the next generation? A simple and obvious answer is when you're ready. However, there are many nuances to consider based upon your situation. In this episode of the Planning Post-Pandemic and Political Unrest, What's in It for Me, our very own succession planners, Hugh Roberts and David Weaver, along with Kevin Gilbreath, a tax partner with Crowe, discuss their unique perspectives based upon 50 plus years of collective experience. Listening into this episode will enhance your knowledge, allowing you to make a more informed decision for you and the future opportunities for your family and business. Listen in now. Hugh, when should a dealer gift to the next generation?
It's a great question. First and foremost is when you're ready. I think it's important to recognize that you don't want the tax tail to wag the dog. And I think sometimes we can get so focused on taxes that we forget the implications of what happens and the impact that happens on family or whatever. But from a pure tax planning standpoint, the sooner the better. There's no question. To the extent that you make gifts today of what we would assume would be appreciating assets, so that can make a significant difference over time. Also, if you gift and use your exemption today, we can assume that you're going to give minority interests, et cetera, or do it in a way that we can get discounts. And so that adds to the whole thing. And the bottom line there is, if you wait till you die and assume we've got the 11 million hour exemption right now, if you wait till you die, 11 million is 11 million. But if you gift today, 11 million because of discounts is probably 15 million. So if you combine that with, mom and dad together, 20, 22, 23 million all of a sudden becomes 30 million in terms of what you can actually pass. So the sooner you take action and gift and use your exemption, the better off you're going to be from a pure tax planning standpoint. But I always want to come back to the family issue and say, make sure you're looking at the implications of that.
I like what you're saying also about the sooner you get the assets out of the estate, the more time it has for those assets to grow tax-free. So that's always a consideration as well.
Yeah, that strategy of just identifying the right asset that you're going to hold on to for a while and has a strong what you think is going to have a strong appreciation into the future. The strategy really is to get as much of that appreciation down and out of your estate and not taxed by your estate. But as far as the when, you really need to sit down with your family, with your professional planner, and think about, what are my goals? What kind of legacy do I want to leave? How much do I want to give? And I totally agree with Hugh's comment that you can't let the tax tail wag the dog. Don't do a bunch of planning just to reduce your taxes, and then you don't really take care of what you wanted to happen long term.
Wow, what great insight provided by Kevin Gilbreath with Crowe and the Rawls Group's Hugh Roberts and David Weaver. Thank you to our expert panel for sharing your expertise on when should a dealer consider gifting to the next generation. The next episode of the Planning Post-Pandemic and Political Unrest, What's in It for Me series focuses on what planning should a dealer be doing in an environment of so many unknowns. Do you have a question you want to discuss with an expert? Feel free to reach out directly to Kevin, Hugh, or David at the email addresses featured on the screen. Continue listening to the series now or come back later for more. Each topic featured may want you to learn something new.